understood the county was interested in finding a long-term solution. On November 12th, we met with administration and Supervisor Tuck to discuss the possible use of Falling Creek property for one more year, while we built a partnership with the county to identify a new site for the fair and begin planning for the future. We are aware of the goal to place a new social services building on the site. However, it was possible the construction would not have begun before we held the fair. During this meeting, we learned a member of the Board of Supervisors had a conversation with a private landowner about using their property for the fair. We have no issue with the landowner. Their property is not conducive to what is needed and necessary to support the type of county fair, a traditional county fair with educational and community aspects that we want to continue having. In all fairness to our entrants and to protect their entries, we declined the offer of that site. Another important aspect is that the people of our community requested a central location for the fair. In our meeting on November 12th, other centrally located sites were mentioned that could potentially work for the fair and other community events. Our request is that you begin looking at the sites mentioned in that meeting. The properties are already owned by Bedford County and have been sitting vacant for a long time. The space is there to construct a secure building with outdoor event space and on-site parking. In the meantime, our board will continue to look for a site where we can hold the fair that has the necessary items that we need to hold the fair.
We received a lot of positive feedback regarding the new location and site. Move forward, I encourage you to reconsider your treatment of the fair board and remember these comments. The overwhelming amount of positive feedback the fair received, the overall safety and success of the fair, but most of all, the wishes of people would like to do.
First, I just want to thank the countless volunteers, sponsors, county employees, emergency services, and most of all the community who made our 2024 event such a success. However, unfortunately, that success is now partially being overshadowed by decisions that have placed the fair's future in question. Over the last month, the county has chosen to end its partnership with the fair and deny us the opportunity to continue to pursue a long-standing agreement towards a permanent and publicly owned home. Suddenly, and without any communication, the Fair Board invested nearly $20,000 in infrastructure improvements to county-owned land. This fall, when the county's plans for the site suddenly changed in late July, we remained cooperative and understanding. And in November, after months of asking to speak to your board, we submitted a written request to explore other publicly owned options for a permanent home, while, like Carolyn said, possibly using Falling Creek for one more year. That request, which sought to ensure the fair's sustainability, was denied. We are deeply confused by the lack of transparency and the abrupt halt in collaboration that we've had with your board since August. I urge this board to consider the impact of these decisions, not just on the fair, but on the community members who benefit from it and support it, the businesses who profit from it. The voters who entrusted you to make decisions on their behalf are united in their beliefs that the fair needs a permanent home that we can grow for generations to come, just like counties all across our state have. The Fair Board is going to host a fair in 2025, and we desperately hope that it's still in name and in nature the county fair. But that is going to require an action for us to reestablish, redefine, and come together and truly communicate. All we are asking is to come back and build something positive, profitable, and smart for our county. We appreciate your support in the past. We ask for it again in the future.